If you're digging around in the rubble and you pull up something that's metallic and you test it and you say, my God, these people had metallurgy. Don't you think we should put that on display in a museum and say, look at this. We were digging around in Babylon. We were digging around in Tyre or Sidon. We were digging around in Egypt, and look what we found. That would indicate that we had an advanced technology. For instance, I've reported a number of times that we now have 13 cures for. We use 3 out of the 13, cut, burn, and poison. We use those 3. You can't do that because of economic reasons. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons why we don't use alternative medical technology or knowledge today, and it basically has to do with follow the dollar. And the same thing is true with archaeology. In fact, the same thing is true with all of the sciences. If there's money to be made, then this is what we're going to do. I'm the Nazca Plateau story. It's 30 square miles sitting up in the Andes Mountains, and on top of the mountains there are these little 18-inch high walls that go for miles and miles and miles. These are not big blocks of rock. These are just ordinary rocks, maybe the size of your head. And they're stacked up in such a way that they make little, probably a foot wide wall, 18 inches high. But the crazy part is that they're in the outline, and they're perfect. I mean, if you take a look at the head of a spider compared to his body, it's the right proportion. If you take a look at the length of his legs compared to his body and his head, they're the right proportions. And there's a spider up here on top of the Andes Mountains up in this Nazca Plateau, and I reported it to you last time. And the crazy part of it is it's a very rare spider found in the Amazon basin. You don't find it in Germany or China or the United States. It's a little spider, and it's found over in the Amazon basin. Very rare spider. You don't run across these very often. This spider has a modality of reproduction which you can't see. It's done with his third leg, and you can't see what he's doing without a microscope. And yet this spider, 6 miles long, 4 miles wide, is sitting up on top of this mountain. You can't even see the spider. You wouldn't know that it was a spider. It's just walls of rock until you get up in an airplane 1,000 feet above the ground, and then you can see, well, it's a spider. And the one over there is a monkey, and the one over there is something else. Now, first of all, you have to have airplanes to appreciate the artwork. Secondly, nobody can figure out why in the world anybody would make such artwork. And third, this rare spider over here with its reproductive technique is clearly outlined in the extended third leg, which ends in a void. So the artist or the civilization, the people, the project manager, whoever it was, picked a spider, put this spider in rock, 4 by 6 miles, put him on top of a 12,000-foot mountain, and had to have had a microscope in order to have seen this reproductive technique, and then reproduce it in the form of this spider sitting here on the earth. Why I said this is absolutely wild. It sounds like Buck Rogers science fiction, but it is supported by the actual documents or the actual exhibits. Could there have been electricity in Solomon's day, or in Abraham's day, or in Noah's day, or in the period between Adam and Eve and the flood? And the answer is an absolute and unqualified yes. There are batteries that have been dug up in Baghdad and put in the British Museum of Natural History in London. The first ones were found in 1885, before they even know what the hell a battery was. So the original archaeologists, when they're digging these artifacts up, dug up batteries, couldn't recognize them because they'd never seen one before. So they stuck it in the museum. Then about the 1950s, somebody's poking around in the warehouse and says, oh my God, look at this. This is a battery. Where did this come from? Well, it came from some archaeological dig that Professor so-and-so did back in 1885. Now, you'd think that they would take that artifact and they'd say, oh my God, these people had electricity back here in ancient times. Oh, no, that doesn't fit the theory of evolution. Back in ancient times, men were just emerging, from the dark ages. And so because of that, because of this theory of evolution, they buried it. It's in a warehouse. It sits there. It's photographed. And the photographs are here in the book. So it isn't something that's science fiction. It isn't something that's a lie. It's there, but it isn't being reported. And I'm here to ask the question, why not? Why not report the facts? Why not report the truth? If it doesn't fit with our theory, then I guess we have to change our theory. That's the scientific way. It's the scientific principle.